Ladies and gentlemen, we now move quickly into the areas of culmination of today's entire symposium. And the first is the launch of the feature Ask NDTS, which is a demonstration of digital tools to empower citizens to engage with the National Digital Transformation System. And so permit me to highlight that youngsters of the ministry, and by young I don't mean necessarily infants, but really those who are far more agile than most of us in the room, and were part of the Developers Hub initiative over 23 and 24 respectively, will present this specific launch. I present to you Isaiah Cawthorst, Okera Duncan, and Kyrie Fago to do the presentation and launch of the feature Ask NDTS. Let's welcome them, please.
Hi, everybody. All right, good afternoon. Okay, that was a little bit too dead. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
All right, excellent. That sounds a bit more sprightly and full of life. I know we're almost to the end, but we are really eager to be here today to present to you Ask NDTS, which is a new AI-powered digital tool that is going to help you engage with the National Digital Transformation Strategy of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, before we get into all of the specifics and the details, let's introduce ourselves. So my name is Okera Duncan. I'm a digital transformation analyst here at the MDT, and I work with the Engagement and Behavioral Communications Unit.
I'm Kyrie. I am also a digital transformation analyst, and I work on the EID and the social benefits wallet projects. I've been really enjoying my time at the MDT thus far, watching our apps go from concept into production.
Yep, and I'm Isaiah Cawthorst. I'm a communications officer working at the Engagement and Behavioral Communications Unit as well. And I just love helping the public understand what amazing initiatives we have here at the Ministry of Digital Transformation.
Now let's talk about Ask NDTS and what makes this such an exciting and revolutionary tool.
Ask NDTS is your personal digital assistant to help you quickly get familiar with key aspects of the National Digital Transformation Strategy.
Yes.
Let me finish what I was saying, sorry. Simply ask MDTS your questions about the National Digital Transformation Strategy and await real-time, tailored responses.
Yes, and like Kyrie said, these are tailored responses. So these are focused specifically on the National Digital Transformation Strategy for 2024 to 2027, as well as other publicly available government documents. So this is not going to tell you all kind of random information. It's going to be focused and streamlined to our projects, all about our transformation and our needs.
And don't worry as well, because Ask NDTS is designed with built-in guardrails to provide responsible and current responses on the National Digital Transformation Strategy. So this is not the chatbot that you want to come to and find out your favorite doubles recipe or for like a 10-day plan to lose like 20 pounds or something like that. This is not the space for that. This platform is solely for the National Digital Transformation Strategy. And without further ado, we've been talking about what Ask NDTS is. Let's look into how the solution itself functions. Now, let me create a scenario for you guys. Say that you're a small business owner, maybe a hairdresser, barber, or maybe a car wash operator or something, and you want to find out what e-commerce support initiatives are there in the NDTS. Just simply Ask NDTS. So, what are the key e-commerce support initiatives in the NDTS?
Let's see what the solution has to say.
Yeah, we're just typing it in here. I think we're having some quick technical difficulties. Oh.
What are the key e-commerce support initiatives in the NDTS? Almost there, almost there. Lovely. Good work, Jack.
So it might just take a little bit of time depending on the Wi-Fi and how many people are using it. I know our IT team has been testing quite rigorously to make sure, so it could be just a bit of a server load, but right after the response, you get a nice answer here.
Here we go. It's pulled up very key aspects related to the question of the National Digital Transformation Strategy. It will even give you follow-up links, and you can ask further questions for more information.
Yes, and so let's use a different example. Let's say you are a student who is interested in digital skills. You can type in, for instance, what digital skills programs are available in Trinidad and Tobago. So again, what digital skills programs are available in Trinidad and Tobago? And again, you get to type it in and wait a little while and you'll get the response. So just wait a second here.
Almost there, almost there.
Yeah, trust me, it comes. All right, and there you go. Nice. A lot of information that can help somebody potentially take part in a program and engage and maybe even change their life.
And one important thing to note as well with Ask NDTS is that it gives you very current information. So as we here at the MDT roll out our action plans for our strategy bold, you're going to see this solution continuously updating with relevant and current information.
Let's try one more scenario. Suppose you know someone who's approaching retirement and they would like to know how national digital transformation affects them. We can ask NDTS, what does the NDTS say about digital services for retirees?
Could you repeat it again, Kyrie?
What does the NDTS say about digital services for retirees?
So just taking a little time here, but the answer does come, and in a few seconds here. All right, and there you go. A nice wealth of information telling people about the digital services for retirees. And as you can see with these examples, and you all will get a chance to demo it yourselves too, it gives answers to a wide range of people with a variety of different use cases and problems and needs.
Let's put what Okero was mentioning a little earlier to the test. What if we ask it something completely random? For example, what's the best double spot in Trinidad and Tobago?
Source.
Some of us already know the answer, but we're going to pose it to the chat and see what answer it comes up with.
Who here agrees that it is source doubles? Huh? Green shed, okay, yeah, that's fair, that's fair. All right, and as you see there, it does not give you the answer to it. It says Ask NDTS is only to give you questions about, or answers about the National Digital Transformation Strategy, and that question you ask is out of scope. So we keep it focused, we keep it tailored to only the NDTS and related government documents. So again, this is not for doubles, it's not for weight loss, it's not for music, it's specifically for this document.
So now, moving into an exciting part of our segment, we would like to ask members of the audience to pose any burning questions they have about the NDTS to Ask NDTS. So you can raise your hand and someone will come to you and will type it into the chat.
And Kyrie, before we actually do that, I want to ask a question to NDTS because, I mean, we are young people here working at the MDT, and I think we represent, for sure, the youths of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to find out what benefits are there for young people in the NDTS? So what benefits are there for young people?
Don't worry, it reads typos, so you're good to go. Yes, yes, yes. Trust me, I had a few when I was testing it. It just takes a little while. It might be that everybody's on the Wi-Fi now, so that could lead to it being a little bit slow.
All right, so there's a lot for us. So we're seeing stuff like digital literacy and skills development, upskilling and reskilling opportunities, access to the ICT resources. We're also seeing encouragement of creativity and innovation, mentorship and apprenticeship. So yeah, definitely there's quite a lot for young people in our national digital transformation strategy.
So the audience would have had some time to think about their questions. Any volunteers? In the front, disabled.
Jack, could we find out any services for the disabled in the NDTS or persons living with disabilities?
So while we're waiting for a response, we just heard that there might be people online who have a question. So if somebody could just listen in and funnel those questions to us. Oh, answer came.
And so we see some key highlights are digital skills training, community engagement, digital inclusion programs. So as you can see, lots for the disabled, caters to everyone. I know we had another question to the front, if there's any online as well.
There's a question down to the back.
All right, I'll speak slowly for those who are. What is the budget for the NDTS by project or program?
Good question.
I'm actually curious to know as well, so let's see.
You have us in suspense here. Very, very curious. Right, it says it can't find any specific budget allocations, and the information on those details may not be explicitly stated, but of course, you can contact us at the MDT at mdt.gov.tt or our number 612-4638.
Any more questions from the audience or from our online audience?
We had one in the front.
Is that?
The question is, how can I contribute to the NDTS?
How can I contribute to the NDTS? Right? It says you can contribute through a few ways. I'm not going to read all of it, but you can participate in digital literacy programs. You could provide feedback and engage. You can contact us. You can attend events, maybe like the one you're here at. You can stay informed. So it gives you a nice wealth of information there.
All right, lovely. Any more questions? Any from our online audience? Okay,
Right.
questions.
Any last burning ones? I think this might be our last one. Okay, great. Oh, we have one more. Gentleman in green.
It's not so much a question to be posed there, but it's a suggestion, and you could pose it as a question if you want. So I love the fact that things are bullet pointed, but it's free flow text. Mm-hmm. So can there be an option to have it separated by bullet point to assist readability for people like me? Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. That is something that I know the IT team, we have the IT team here listening, the head of our ICT, so I'm sure that is something that can be worked on. And this is something that is not static. It's growing, we're always trying to make it work. So with that, I think that would be the last question, and I just want to talk a little bit more of the growing nature of this, and that is the system and us at the MDT, we actually learn as people use it. So when people type in information about the NDTS, the system better gets a sense of what people are interested in and then tailors more information or personalizes more information based on those themes we're seeing.
All right, thanks so much for that, Isaiah. And in closing, Ask NDTS is really and truly your go-to AI chatbot tool if you want to engage with our national digital transformation strategy and answer some of your burning questions. So whether you're looking for information on e-commerce, if you want to upskill, if you're looking into retirement, or you just want to find out what is contained in the national digital transformation strategy, just ask NDTS.
So we're inviting you to explore the tool for yourselves and get familiar with just how fast, easy, and interactive it makes engaging with the NDTS.
Yeah, and on the screen here, we should be able to get a QR code up through the presentation, but if not, you can always check it out on your browser at mdt.gov.tt/askndts. So the QR code may come up when we are heading off here.
All right, and thank you so much for your time. And remember, just
Ask
Ask
NDTS.
So you know that was well planned, right? Yeah, so Okera, Kyrie, and Isaiah, I've got one more cue for you. When you ask NDTS, whilst you're waiting, your theme song is bum tum 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 tum. Right, good. So you guys will figure that out. We'll get a local version in place, and that'll solve all the problems. Congratulations to the team, especially IT, and the under 30 team at the Ministry of Digital Transformation. You've got to be under 30. Now it's time for the closing sessions, and there are two parts to this. It's first the key takeaways from today's symposium, which will be a call to action summary of key takeaways, next steps, and commitments from stakeholders, followed by the closing remarks / vote of thanks for the proceedings today. Permit me to invite, yet once again, the Deputy National Chief Digital Officer for the Ministry of Digital Transformation, Denise White, to lead us through the call to action summary, key takeaways, next steps, and commitments from stakeholders. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. A clicker.
Magic.
Lovely. I only have one slide. Right. Thanks for staying the distance with us. This has been a day that really allowed us to bring this strategy to life. And we have been in the spirit of the continuous evolution, pulling together all of the comments, all of the inputs that we've gotten since we started this morning at 9 o'clock. So what we've come up with are the 9 principles that are taking us forward, ideas to action. 1, it's a bold strategy. It is for the people, it is by the people. The government remains committed to working with you. Digital technology is about quality of life. So we're not just doing this to say that we ticked a box. How does it make your life better? It's about being responsive to citizen needs. Ask NDTS is making this personal to you. And as we continue to grow that tool, you'll see a real blossoming of what those ideas are. So I should be able to ask any question. I'm not reading 80 pages, but using the technology to make it personal to me. And by the queries, we get to see what people are interested in. So it's two-way flow. Embracing change. So change is happening. It's not waiting for us, and we cannot sit by and be passive bystanders. We have to do things differently. I think that's a common theme we heard from the speakers, from the participants, from the keynote addresses. It's about doing things differently. But it's about doing things, yeah? Balancing innovation with security. Yes, we have to go on the cutting edge, on the bleeding edge, but we have to make sure that we're not opening the parlor for people to come and take the goods while we do it. Collaborative approaches are key. I'm encouraging you once again, engage.gov.tt. So it's ideas to action. Let's implement now together. Thank you very much.
In the world of media, we call that crisp. I suggest you take one snapshot of this, if you haven't as yet, because you're going to need it, just as you plan to log into the various platforms. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the closing remarks for today. And moving the vote of thanks is the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Digital Transformation. We're very honored and pleased to have to present at this time Mr. Corey Belfort.
Good afternoon, all. I'll be brief. Crisp. So today's symposium is a watershed moment for the Ministry of Digital Transformation as we have pivoted from planning into full implementation mode. So a lot of hard work, dedication, and perseverance has gone into the elaboration of the National Digital Transformation Strategy, and in particular, as Minister Bacchus would have pointed out this morning, on building the long-term relationships and strategic partnerships that are needed to transform the many ideas embedded in the strategy into meaningful action. And as we talk about meaningful action, and you look at the call out from ideas to action, I'd like to tell you guys that the Ask NDTS app was built in 48 hours. So it's that team would have taken from idea to action to be able to bring that product forward. So that is the pace that we are looking at, and that is how we are going to be approaching our implementation: speed, efficiency, and quality. There's one other thing I'd like to highlight, and that is the contribution of Ms. Denise White. Sincere thank you. I notice you're wearing a dragonfly, and dragonflies signal or signify rebirth and transformation. It's very apt for what we are doing at the Ministry of Digital Transformation for Trinidad and Tobago and moving us forward as a nation. I also would like to conclude by expressing sincere thanks and appreciation on behalf of Minister Bacchus and the Ministry of Digital Transformation to our international speakers who would have given us an external perspective on digital transformation, our moderators and panelists for giving us their unique insights from their diverse civil society, private sector, and government perspectives, and especially to you, our in-person and online participants, for your rich contributions that would help jumpstart the implementation of our national digital transformation strategy. The MDT is fully committed to facilitating genuine partnership between all national stakeholders for the implementation of the NDTS. And in this regard, we hope you will utilize the engage.gov.tt platform as we work together to take digital transformation in Trinidad and Tobago to the next level. Thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much to the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Digital Transformation, Mr. Corey Belfort. In conclusion, for the benefit of all that has taken place today, Minister Bacchus, it was thrilling this morning to see your ministerial colleagues here to support the work of the Ministry of Digital Transformation. P.S. Belfort, it's professional and classy that your colleagues from various other ministries, all at the permanent secretary level, were also present. For it is as your role as accounting officers at the end of the day that will drive the impetus within the respective spheres of the public sector. To those from the private sector that were with us today and the agencies that have supported the Ministry of Digital Transformation thus far, well, without you, there is no one, there is no team. So that it's the togetherness and some of the agilities from the other sides of the world that make it possible for MDT to be as agile as they have been thus far. And for all who are present here today, going the distance is a task for the tried and tested. When you spend the day enduring all that has been presented to you and realizing that were you to miss any of the factors, it could have a pivotal impact on what you miss out on means that you have the fortitude to make a difference, especially when time is of essence. May I acknowledge the support of the entire team in the ministry that has been working in the adjacent room. We've been in conversations during the day, the evening, and the night, and emails early the following morning that get us ready for the success of today. And to the technical support teams that have been working very assiduously to make everything seem smooth on stage. That's what it's all about. No one sees the back end. They just want the response from the equipment at the end of the day. As we close, for those who are visiting, there are places called Calypso tents that are open. If you really want to know what we're about as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, go visit one. Have a corn soup and a carib. For those of you who are not going anywhere tonight, be safe as you make your onward journey. And thanks to the Hilton Trinidad and Conference Center for looking after us. Now you can engage.gov.tt and ask NDTS. God bless you all. Good afternoon.